You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Rebels, rebels, rebels. I know it's been a minute, but we're back. Moosey Moose was on vacation. He nearly died. Not really, but an interesting off week. So we're here. We're trying to get things back to normal. There's plenty of stuff to get into, and I'm not 100% sure one of us won't get ejected, but you know how it goes here at DSR2. NBA action, NHL playoffs, and both in full effect. You got some good series, got some blowouts, but no shortage of drama, action, and silliness, no matter where you look. Let's just get to it, man. Let's just do this thing. After all this time off, we are back. So without further ado, let's do the do that we do at DSR2. I am Scotty, and here is your host, the man, the myth, the tan ass legend, Johnny the Moose.
Hey, we're back here for another edition or two on this glorious Wednesday here in May. The sun was shining, it got warm. I come back, it's longer winter, we're summertime. I'm rested. I'm all set to get going here. So here we go on it. We still got lots here to talk about. We've got the NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, MLB going on there as well. And we'll even recap a little bit about the NFL draft, which was 2 weeks ago on there. If you missed it watching us on there. And again, our a heartfelt condolence to the family of Bob Lanier, Piston great Hall of Famer. The Dauber on there. Love the man on there. 6'11" out of St. Bonaventure. The best player they've ever brought out. So on there, yes. I chased Bill again. You have you tell your old man to chase Lanier and Walton up and down the court for 48 minutes.
You're right.
Here, lots here to talk about on there. So let's get started. Everything with it. No, I did not put any money down on the the 80-1 underdog to win the Derby. If I did, I wouldn't be here. I'd be retired.
All right.
I would have hit the superfecta. I would have threw a Hyundai down and I'd be retired. Because I would have won $32 million.
$32 million. That's crazy. You know, the whole horsey Betty thing. I don't know, man.
80-1, you had to throw a couple bucks down. 80-1.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if
you throw $2, I was like, what the hell? If it wins, it wins. It's only $2. What? I won $160.
Yeah.
But the superfecta, $1 bet, if you hit the superfecta, was $321,000.
That's
because
insanity.
of that 80-1 shot.
Wow. I don't even know what you just said to me, but it was a lot of money. So
It was a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's life-changing money.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And speaking of life-changing money, big contracts getting handed out to guys that
hasn't even retired yet to do TV. Yes. If in case you've been missing, Tom Brady signed a 10-year deal when he finally retires to be the #1 analyst for Fox Sports for NFL for $375 million. He's making more doing play-by-color analyst than he did playing the game.
it's got to be really hard to focus on football this season. All I can think about is the booth. Like, man, how do you sign a deal of that kind of loot and then go out there and still be hungry?
He's like, why'd you sign this guy? He goes, I don't want to sit home. I got to go to work.
Well, yeah, he tried to stay home for like a week or two.
I'm going to retire. I'm a month. He goes, fuck this, man. I'm going back to work.
Deuces.
She wants me to cut the lawn and clean the windows and mop the floors. Yeah. Fuck that. I got to go to work.
Yeah, I'm not doing any of that.
Get the maid to do that.
Oh, jeez, that's horrible. But that's what they're there for. He's got that kind of money, right?
Yeah.
He's got it like that. Man.
We thought Tony Romo getting paid $15 million a year was big, and this is $37.5 million a year. damn.
Why would anybody? What could he have to say possibly that would be worth paying him that kind of money and set that kind of precedent? Like, I know he's the GOAT, but like, no one was gonna pay Joe Montana that kind of money?
Oh, Joe! Yeah, I saw Joe Montana in the booth and in the studio. He was terrible.
Oh yeah.
At least Brady has a little bit more of a personality
he does.
on there.
He does.
He's a little bit more self-deprecating too, a little bit.
Yeah,
on
he's
there.
got a.
He's not
humor.
as good as a personality as Manning.
Right.
Peyton, I mean, it's just.
Oh yeah.
He's got. I mean, again, I would pay to see Peyton do a game because I think he's. What we did with him and Eli, and it's hysterical.
It is hysterical.
Because even Eli's like, I'll play the heel. Hell with
Right.
it. And he's good. He does a good heel.
Oh yeah. Very good stuff. But,
Yeah. Holy crap. So yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things that's out there. But there's a lot that, I mean, gosh, Moose, we've been gone for a minute. In the playoffs, the NBA playoffs have been pretty chippy.
Yep.
And lots of stuff going on there. And yeah, close series, not so close.
A lot of good. I mean, yeah, there were some good series out there going, especially the Bucks and the Celtics have been chippy as hell.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, and so I don't know where you want to start. I mean, there's so much stuff. I think we did the draft special thing was the last time we were on the air, so we could probably address this real quick and kind of rip through it, Moose. The grading of the draft to me is so silly.
Yeah, it's really
because the grade. Let's say whatever grade we decide it is, let's knock it down a grade because that's what's going to be reality.
Reality is you've got to go 3 years in to see how these guys pan out.
Sure. So and usually it especially with the Lions, it's a grade down. It's never been a grade up. So
well, they can't go up because Pro Football Focus gave them an A+. So.
Yeah, which I think is
even if you give us an A- or B+, I still call it highly successful.
Yes, I would say this is one of the better drafts, but I have this to propose to you. Would you prefer? Like, I want to put these names together real quick. Okay, we just drafted who's the wide receiver?
Jameson Williams.
Jameson Williams. Thank you. Because that name just eluded me for some reason. And then your boy from Michigan.
Yeah.
And Goff. So you got those are your. So we'll take those three guys, and then you'll go, I don't know, Sue, Calvin, and Stafford. And you won nothing with those.
Right.
What are you doing with these? This is the same formula that we had. I mean, you got a fiery coach. You got those three big. You're going to have to go get a quarterback eventually.
Yeah. I mean,
Right,
they are
unless you think Goff's the guy. But now it almost feels like they think Goff's the guy.
I don't think Goff's the guy. I don't think they think Goff's the guy. But they're like they looked at who was in this draft on it, and they're like, no, none of these clowns are worth drafting.
Right, but they didn't even make a play on free agents, and that is an issue. I would like to think you're going to sniff some stuff out. At least do your due diligence.
Right. Well, they did they did try to make an offer for Deebo Samuel that came out afterwards.
Right,
it got on there, and it obviously was not going to work out there. The fact is, I like the picks on there, but I really like Pascal in the second round on there.
Right.
You doubled up your defensive ends on there,
sure,
which I think is a smart way to do it. They addressed it, with a safety on there. I thought they got a steal with the kid from Illinois in the third round on there. I thought that, all right, I had him as a possibility. I thought that was a good move. And then getting the couple of them linebackers in the later rounds. I think, again, rounds 3 through 6, I think that's where you're going to see is the pluses on it with it, because I do believe they got guys that are going to make the team on there. And I think a couple of these guys are going to be starters. I think the kid they got from Oklahoma, the linebacker, by year's end, is going to be a starting linebacker.
We shall see. I have not seen that kind of development out of this organization really ever. You have to get somebody that's either ready to go or forget about it. So we'll see. I don't know when.
And we'll see when
I don't know when that changed.
And we'll see how if Akuda is fully recovered from his. I mean, he's working out on there too. the way you got with him working with their defensive back coach and Aaron Glenn on there, that could be a bonus wise where we get him back this year. And if he's at least a viable starter, that's a huge. Now, if he turns out to be what he was at Ohio State, then holy shit,
Right.
With it. I thought that, quarterback wise, and then all these clowns out there saying, "Oh, they needed to take Willis at second overall." Dude didn't get taken to the third round, so stop it.
Right.
Only one quarterback got taken in the first round.
Yep. Well, yeah, and to me, Pittsburgh is the only team that can make a move like that.
Yeah,
I mean, there's not too many teams that can do that and get away with it. We talked about it
They're-
before the draft that there was no quarterback worthy of a first round, but we mentioned Pittsburgh as a team that has the potential to turn something and nothing into something.
and they know they probably got the best game film on him because he's the local kid.
Right.
So fact is Green Bay didn't get the receiver they wanted
Right.
on there. Philly, I thought, had a great draft. I thought the Jets had a great draft. With that, I thought even the Giants had a good draft too.
Sure.
On there, Bears had a terrible draft. Bears are going to be probably last in our division. They're terrible. They have nothing.
Right.
Fields has nobody to throw to. Nobody.
Yeah, it's going to be a mess. So it'll be interesting to see how all of it plays out. But I think when you start looking at Detroit's draft and grading them an A+ and freaking out, whoop, 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 I just, you're sucking in the Kool-Aid again. Here we go. And I don't care. I don't care who you are. I get it. They did strategically make better picks. Hopefully. You're taking a gamble on the Jameson for sure, and fine. It's a calculated gamble.
It is a calculated gamble. It was a straightforward. Even the doctor that did the surgery says it was a straightforward ACL day. He goes, I don't see any complications with it.
Sure.
He's recovering ahead of schedule and everything with it.
I worry less about his physical makeup and more about his mental makeup. So you're on a. It's all about. Okay, it's all about tempo, timing, atmosphere, feeling. There's all these different things that go into being a receiver because you need somebody to, facilitate your skill set. And
Goff is not the right quarterback for this.
Dude, look at that dude's face at every interview, dude. Look at that guy. He does not want to be here. I don't care what he says in the media. I don't care none of that stuff. He is not confident in where he's at. And development here doesn't happen. And if he's got an attitude problem because he doesn't like it here, because Goff's little hands can't throw the fucking ball more than 7 yards downfield, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that he's even in the wrong. I'd be mad. I wouldn't want to be here.
No, I agree with that. And that's why I still don't think Goff's the long-term answer. I think next year we're going to get the quarterback of the future. Now, next year's draft class, at least on paper right now, is way better than this class in quarterbacks.
Right. But where are you going to be picking from?
The one thing is that they have 2 number ones. So are the Rams going to repeat? Probably not.
No.
Where are we going to be? I mean, we may have to package those 2 first, and we may have to package our first and 24 to move up to get the number 1 pick on there. With it again, I would take Stroud or Bryce Young. There would be one of these other guys. So don't be. And you could have probably 4 quarterbacks taken in the top 10 next year. I mean, as we look down there, Carolina needed a quarterback. They didn't draft one.
Right.
Lions needed a quarterback. We didn't draft one. Seattle needed a quarterback. They didn't draft one. Tennessee didn't need a quarterback, but they drafted Willis. And, of course, Tannehill's like, I'm not mentoring him.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
awesome.
Dude, you're not getting along to anyways in Tennessee, so might as well just hang that up with it. Now, Philadelphia had a great draft on paper and making the trade. So they've got a great receiving core all of a sudden. This may be make or break for Jalen Hurts. He's now got weapons.
Yep.
Unless he shows on there with it. He may have a great fantasy quarterback year, but he may not be good enough for them, and they may just say move on. Because, with that. So they may move on. Pittsburgh made a move on there, but yeah, we'll see on it. But there's some of these moves on there. There were a couple of draft picks I thought were head scratching.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the good thing that I'll say about the way the Lions weren't in that list of like, what are you thinking? I'll have a team or two that's like, what are you thinking? And it sets up other teams, right? We've seen cats fall or crazy picks happen, and teams like, the rich would get richer. You'd see a Belichick steal somebody because some other team did some bonehead shit. And usually the Lions would be on that list of bonehead stuff you'd see throughout the draft. And we were not. We were on the other list finally. Like I said, this is probably much more the pessimistic side of me, but to me it feels like it's kind of like the same. We've done this before, and I still don't know what they're going to do about a quarterback. And this is my issue with the quarterback situation, is by the time you get, let's say you draft a young quarterback next year, by the time you bring him in, get him up to speed, you're going to burn another year on top of that. And so now you're going to start coming up on contracts. These rookie contracts are only a year out. So your window is so now your window only opens up this high and this far instead of this far. So instead of having a 3 or 4 year window, you're going to have like a 2-year window maybe, where you could possibly have talent signed at an affordable price where you can move things around and bring in. So to me, I still feel like there has to be another move, because if you don't get this team contention for the division sooner than later, you're going to have problems with these rookies that you're getting now that were all their first round picks. You just got 2 top 15 picks in the same draft that are going to come up on contract at the same time.
I mean, yeah, the one thing plus side is 5th-year options on there. So that's the plus side.
The rookies deal does give you that 5th-year option. But.
So that's the plus side on there. And look what the draft picks, how they drafted last year on there. We had actual legitimate guys out there that played well in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th rounds last year. We've seen development. We saw how Amon St. Brown under. And again, what golf are we going to get? Are we going to get the golf from the first half of the season or the second half? Because the second half, he was 106 rating, essentially the last half of the season for the Lions. With that, so if we get that kind of rating with there, the one plus side is at least our offensive line is set. And everybody's going to be healthy back. Hopefully everybody stays healthy this year, and we'll see what happens there wise on that. And I think, again, getting with the little moves on there, next year we'll have a lot more money free agent wise, so we can go at least after that a little bit more. But is it a sexy draft? No. But I thought it was probably the right draft on there. I think and again, all I'm saying is we finally got an adult in the room with Brad Holmes. That's all I'm going to say right now.
We'll see. Yeah,
we'll see what happens.
Agree.
His 2 drafts on there look good. Free agent-wise, lackluster, but I don't think this was the year to go after free agents. We're not ready there yet, so we'll see what happens this year. Again, do I want them to win 9 games and make the playoffs? No, I actually like to see them win about 7 games on there, miss the playoffs, still have a top 15 pick, and then you can package a deal and move up and get a quarterback on there. But they've got some garbage teams they're playing on there that they could win 9 games. I mean
maybe.
The Jets, we're playing the Jets. We could beat the Jets. We're playing Seattle. Seattle's not good. You look on there and you go, damn, they could actually win. Because our non-conference under is like garbage teams because we're terrible with that. So I think we just might get lucky under on that. I thought some teams made some good moves on there, and there was a couple teams I thought a little head scratching on some of their picks.
Right.
New England.
Yeah.
I thought New England was trying to be the smartest man in the room, and I'm thinking, here's a guy that's a 3rd round grade, and you're drafting him at the bottom of the 1st round. What the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah.
You're taking all these small college guys, dude. Those are great for rounds 5, 6, and 7, not 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's
this may be where Belichick gets caught up.
The grand,
being the smartest man in the room.
Exactly.
Minnesota, I thought, had a good draft. Green Bay, you got yourself a receiver, but the guy drops a lot of balls and he's raw. He's not NFL ready to be a starter.
Well, he's gonna have to be probably.
So
I mean,
you
he
got
might
your
not be a
quarterback
one,
all
but he's
bent
a
out of
second.
shape. Well, fuck him.
Well, we already know he didn't care because he took the money. Yeah, he knew when he took that money. He knew when he took that money that his star receiver was gone. So don't give me that.
Yeah, I think the Jets are going to be pretty. I think the Jets will be serviceable because they adjusted all their needs. They adjusted. They got their
The Jets or the Giants? I think the Giants did better.
Jets got the kid. I mean, they addressed it. They got the second best safety on there in the draft. No, second best corner in the draft. They I thought was the number one receiver, Garrett Wilson. Then they get the kid from the edge rusher from Florida State, and then they get Bryce Hall. I thought they addressed all the needs that they needed with it on there. The Giants had a great draft, I thought. With it.
Yeah.
I mean, believe it or not, I mean, who would have thought the Jets and the Giants have good drafts on there? They did. I thought Minnesota had an okay draft. Chicago was like, whatever. So the Redskins were like, huh?
Oh, yeah, they were one of the biggest, like, what the F is going on here scenarios, but.
Yeah, Philadelphia on there had a good draft. Baltimore addressed they didn't address the receiver needs on there. I don't know what the hell they're going to do. But they addressed the offensive line and defensive line. So, yeah, that was good. Pittsburgh got their quarterback. So, with it. It'll be interesting to see what happens down there with there.
Sure.
Tennessee, yes, they traded their best receiver, A.J. Brown, but then they got a younger version with Tavon Burks. Basically, it was A.J. Brown, but 4 years younger and cheaper.
Right.
Same receiver.
Yeah, essentially,
same size, same build, same mindset.
They have a type. A
big physical receiver that's dangerous in the red zone.
Yeah. So overall, a few head scratchers, but I'm just glad the Lions weren't on that list. So we'll see how it all plays out, dude. Like I said, most of these grades don't mean a thing right now. So get excited about the whole A+ or B- or any of that nonsense because it's just like watching these idiots predicting the draft. They were all effing way off. I mean, those mock drafts, your mock experts, it's a joke.
No,
it's a joke.
I still think that Trayvon Walker one is gonna. I think that's gonna be a bust. He has Mike Mamula written all over him.
I guess. We'll
There's
see.
no game film on there that shows he should have been a number one.
No.
Yeah, he had a great combine, but that's it, dude. 9.5 sacks in 3 years on there doesn't scream number one overall. He's right now at 270 or like around 270. I bet you by the end of his rookie contract, he'll be about 290, 295. He'll be he won't be that fast edge rusher. He'll be more of a physical beast edge rusher. He'll be a good player, I think, but I don't think he's never going to live at number one pick overall.
Sure. So, all right, we got the text line for you guys. Of course, Studio 57 Radio across all social media. You can hit us up. I'll browse between different platforms. You guys got in the comment sections. 313-307-5340 is our text line. Get in on the convo. If you want to shout out your team or complain about them from the draft and you haven't had a chance to get it off your chest, this is your chance. We're the late bloomers here because we were gone, but we're going to get into we're going to kind of keep it moving. We got plenty of NBA action, which to me, if you're not watching the NBA playoffs, this year has been I know we got a couple of series that are 3-1 or whatever, but these games it's as close to 80s 90s basketball as I've seen in a while out of the NBA, and I'm here for it. Ejections and all, I don't even care. The only thing that's bothering me...
How the hell Al Horford didn't get tossed for throwing a punch is beyond me.
The only thing I would say is the whole going to the tape to find out if it's a flagrant 1, 10, 15, ABC, 12, whatever. That becomes a little monotonous. We have to speed that up, and the whole ref staring, spiking the camera and telling the world. That's a little weird. Like it's a camera. It's like somebody's cell phone propped up against something. It's just weird. So, but other than that, I'm all for it. I mean, coaches getting teed up and how about
Giannis getting teed up for just looking at a guy?
Oh yeah.
I mean, come on, really?
How about I had something I just it erased from my brain. It just went away. But yeah, it's just been a chippy, crazy, fun playoffs. But how about Harden like refusing to do anything? Like,
yeah.
If you don't have, it's like, dude, you are right here to like, you've got to run the show while Crush Face Killer over here is out.
Right.
And he just like refused to do it. He's like, I don't care. I'm just gonna mail it in for a couple of days. And it's like it's Robin refusing to even try to fill in for Batman while he's sick. It's crazy.
Let him do it.
Yeah,
and he took honor, and he comes back on there.
But Superman comes back, and you could tell the difference, man.
Yeah.
I mean, and here we go with the conversation to me about MVP. I know Jokic has got it or going to get it. Did they even give it out yet? I know they leaked it.
Yeah.
But and I get Jokic and all that stuff. But how about this? If it's going to be a regular season award and we're going to talk about that, let's the tabulation is in. Let's give the award before the playoffs start.
Right.
Because how many times are you going to give the MVP to a guy that his team don't even make it?
Right.
Or gets bounced right away.
I know Denver would have been a lottery pick team if he doesn't play. But, dude, what is
Right.
Philadelphia without Embiid?
Right. That's
What
what
is
I'm
Milwaukee without Giannis?
We've already seen what Philly is without Embiid. They ain't nothing.
No.
And you can get a little production in Milwaukee if Giannis goes down. So you can win and steal a couple of games here. But you're right. They're not going to be as good. But to me, the Sixers, they can't.
They don't make the playoffs.
They're squat.
They're a lottery team.
Yeah.
I thought Embiid should have been the MVP.
Yeah. And so we talked about it earlier in the season. I think we were both on board with Embiid being up there. And even Luka, look at how he plays in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he elevates his game in the playoffs. And so I don't know if you want to change how you give out that award, but if you don't, you should probably at least give it before they start the playoffs, because you start looking at that award and giving it out now because of this, that, and the other. And I don't know.
Golden State goes, 6 for 30 from three-point land, and they still beat the Grizzlies? Dude, they're not losing. They're going to close this out tonight.
Without Ja Morant, they can't.
No.
Memphis.
Oh, trust me. Golden State is not going 6 for 30. Watch, they'll go for 24 for 30 tonight from three-point and blow them out by 40.
Yeah, well,
we told you, they're the team nobody wants to play right now, the way they're shooting now.
Yep. Well, and the thing
they're
is,
all healthy, and look out.
And it's crazy too, because you don't need a big production from anybody else if Steph's on point, because you can distribute that across. Like, you'll get Draymond will only have 5 points and 7 rebounds, but he's out there mixing it up. You know what I'm saying? He's got 3 blocks and 2 steals or something like that, and he's like setting up plays and dirty screens and doing all this stuff.
Right.
So you don't need Clay doesn't have to come out and shoot lights out. He's just putting 17, 18, 20 points on the board quietly, hitting his shots. And nobody wants to even touch that right now.
No,
I'm sorry.
You got Poole and Wiggins.
Right.
And
when Poole, and I'm sorry, but yes, Wiggins is good and all. But no, give the ball to Poole. Poole needs to be moving the ball up court. When it gets a little out of whack, if it's not Steph or Poole, it gets they start having turnover issues and stuff like that. So I think when you have either Steph or Poole, one of those two running the point at all times, I think you're better. You hold the ball better. It moves better in the whole 9 yards. So, but I've seen other guys try to move the ball up the floor.
But the way Poole's been moving the ball, and again, he should be your most improved player.
Sure. Sure, yeah.
Would he
'cause-
make the jump up on there?
Right.
So I would definitely say Pools should be.
Well, you know what? He got some time in because guys were out.
yeah. He turned to a. I thought he'd be an okay pro, but he's turning into a pretty good damn pro.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's just really good stuff in my opinion. I mean, obviously Memphis has got a ways to go, and John Morant's amazing to watch. But yeah, that isn't going to get it done this year. So.
And what about CP3 losing his mind with the teenage kid?
Well, dude, people are like grabbing his mom.
Yeah, I don't
and
blame
stuff,
him.
dude.
Like, well, yeah,
Dude, what is going on with these fans, dude? Okay, look, guys, I get being excited about the games and stuff like that, but you fuckwads,
you're not entitled to everything.
dude. What are you doing? Who in the hell do you think you are, putting your hands on anybody, let alone like giving some random woman a hug that doesn't want you to fucking touch them?
Right. You don't know them.
During a pandemic.
Right.
In the middle, like, what is the F is wrong with you? I don't know who raised you, but we need to line all you up, and y'all need them right across the cocksuckers. Everybody needs them. Your mom, your dad, your auntie, your uncle, anybody that was involved in your upbringing needs to get cackaracked, and you as well. Because that is some... Dude, it's bad enough, the shit you guys say. You guys are already are despicable. All you guys that are screaming and yelling at fans and throwing stuff, you're already despicable. But now you're going to go and you're going to heckle the family. You're going to talk to them. You're going to try to get all... Nah.
Sit in your damn seat and shut up.
Dude, I would go... I'm pretty sure I would go Oz on your ass. I would run up them stairs and shank you in the neck with the sharpest tool I could find on the way there. I swear to fuck. I would yank a pen off the commentary table and stick it in your ear hole.
Yeah.
Right on camera for everybody to see. I would not care.
Right.
You're
Because
not touching you're not touching my family.
Right. Again,
not.
what entitles you to think that you have that right?
Yeah. No, I don't care what it is.
I mean, you looked at them when they're escorting the kid and his mother out, and they're like, "Oh no, what?" They're clueless. Like they have this sense of entitlement. Well, we have ringside seats and we can do it. So
Detroit's own Danhausen making his AEW in-ring debut. So we got to give a shout out to our buddy Donovan. Oh shoot, kayfabe Danhausen. As he does his just outrageously silly gimmick now in AEW, and he's over. I don't know why. He does the Pee Wee Herman thing too. I don't know if he'll do it in AEW, but on the Indies, he does the Pee Wee Herman thing, and it's goofy. And anyway, so. I didn't mean to get into some weird wrestling rambling, but that's our boy Danhausen. He's a local guy. Show him a little love as he gets his first in-ring work on a major televised promotion. So, pretty cool stuff.
So yeah, we got Boston and the Bucks has been actually this has been a really good series.
Oh, dude, my
Chippy
favorite
as hell.
My favorite is it Chicago, Detroit? No, not quite.
Could be
But
eventually.
but yeah, I mean, if we can do this year in and year out, it could be. And he just squashed Danhausen. Why did Danhausen get squashed? I don't like it. That was horrible.
Huh?
I didn't even see it. I blinked and it was over. Danhausen got destroyed. They got to be working an angle here. Because, Tony Nese, this other guy, he's good. But I don't get why you would put Danhausen out here to just destroy him. Unless there's like a story that's going to be told. So there's got to be something that's going to happen. I don't know what it is, though. But I feel bad for our buddy Danhausen. I just propped him up for him to get smashed. And then some dude in a suit to kick him. What did he just stand? Oh, Tiny Knees. Who is it? Is it Hook? Is it Hook? Is it Taz's? It's Taz's kid. Jesus Christ.
You call it.
So they're going to have Hookhausen. That's going to be a tag team, I think. I figured there was more to the story. So Hook's going to come out here. That's Taz's kid. He doesn't really talk. Danhausen talks, and he's silly, and he's goofy. And he gives chips to Hook. That's to earn friendship. Apparently it worked. And Hook's gimmick is just to basically be a young guy that says nothing, and he's like got like an MMA gimmick or something, but I don't know. Not too many MMA guys that don't have like cauliflower ear and beat up faces and stuff. He doesn't have any of that, but we're gonna go with it. So is this a Hookhausen thing, or here it is, the moment. He looks like Slim Shady. He's just like right off 8 Mile. Yeah, Hookhausen, sweet. So yeah, the story they've been working. So online this thing is, so Danhausen wrestles here in Detroit for quite a few years, and he's on AEW, and he signs a contract, breaks his leg in an indie show, and has to take some time off. So before they could bring him on here. So in the time off, he's going around doing his gimmick, trying to just trying to earn up things and doing different stuff. And so he's like cursing people and doing different stuff. And he's been doing stuff with and people love it online. And so now they're just bringing it on screen.
Just bringing it to the next logical step.
Yeah, the TV. So if you get a chance, two friends of mine, well, I guess not really, but sort of, extended friends circle, you want to check out Thunder Rosa's taco vlog, and Danhausen was on that with her, and they were basically just in Texas eating tacos, and he talks about Detroit wrestling, and she talks about Texas wrestling and Mexican wrestling, and just they have in tacos, and it's a good, cool, fun interview if you like the kind of thing. Check out. Shameless cheap plug for a couple of talented individuals. Okay. Back to
so we got an update here. 4 minutes and left, almost 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Bucks are trailing Boston by 6.
Yeah, I mean, this is, like I said, is it the Bulls and the Pistons, all of the circa 90s? No, close though, man. It's as close as this game can be now. No hand checks and all that. So. And the physicality's been there. I mean, some of these defensive plays have been there. We've had some games that are like in the 80s and 90s, and then you've had these games, of course, that are 140 points. So you're getting both worlds. Obviously, the NBA wants often, but this series has been as defensive and chippy as any. Excuse me. So I'm here for it. I love it.
And of course, last week they came out with Rookie of the Year, and that went to from Toronto. Cade finished a distant third.
Yeah, you're not going to get no love here in Detroit.
Of course not. And I mean, he had no national games at all.
Right, and he had a slow start. Let's be honest about it. And that's a big part of the problem here too. Is that like you can't just hit the ground running per se when you come to the pins. You got to kind of get in where you fit in and then slowly start picking up. And I hate that about anybody that we get here. Even when we get these recycled free agents, can't just come in and do what they do. They got to come in and kind of like, fit in, figure something out, whatever. No, dude, no. You bring in Blake Griffin. I don't want him shooting threes. What is he shooting threes for?
Right.
You bring, I don't care how old he is. If he can't dunk and he can't dominate in that mid-range, low post area, I don't need him. Like you're putting people in goofy places and it never works. So like, I just glad that, he did come, kind of get rolling, so to speak, and find kind of his place and get rolling, because Detroit's notorious for that shit lately under new ownership.
Well, even Isaiah Thomas didn't win Rookie of the Year when he was the second pick overall in the 81 draft.
No. And
I went to Mark Aguirre, and nobody's going to say they made a mistake on not taking taking Zeke. I mean, I still think when it's all said and done, Cade's going to have the better year than Scotty Barnes. Right. I mean, he definitely with that, and we'll see on there. We'll see what happens on it. Again, who cares? I mean, get us another, hopefully we get a lottery pick, and we'll have a lottery pick. Well, we keep our top 3 pick, and we'll just get better.
All right.
On there, so I have no problem with that. But yeah, I mean, it's getting a little closer now. It's a 3-point game, 71-68.
Well, that's the thing about this game. If you're within 12 or 15 points and there's 5 minutes to go, you still have a game. Like these because these teams are so prolific at like getting hot and shooting. I mean, even these teams that are winning blowout games, it's not like that. The whole game was a blowout in a lot of cases. A lot of cases, they just do these, 22 runs in the last 5 or 6 minutes of the game.
Right.
And so that's where it's, these games are never out of hand until they're 20 plus points, ahead with just a couple minutes to go. I mean, that's the way almost all these games feel like these teams can shoot themselves back into it. So, yeah, when you don't sleep on a 9-point lead, don't go to bed on a 9-point lead because you're going to wake up and your team lost.
Right. It's happened.
Oh, yeah. If you got,
especially this,
even if you only got like a minute and a half to go, 9 minutes, a minute 45, I'm going to bed. Wake up and your team's lost in regulation.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy, man.
I mean, if say Philadelphia ends up losing to Miami, say Miami closes them out under, what do you do with Philly? I mean, what do you have to do with that team? I mean, this is, again, losing in the second round is a huge disappointment for the expectations of this team.
You screwed up with the whole Harden gimmick.
Yeah.
I don't know how you make up for that.
You're stuck with Harden.
Yeah, I don't know how you make up for that. I don't know how you get him to act right, and I don't know how you bring in a third guy if this guy's known for his bullshit. You know what I mean? Shenanigans.
So he's wearing an Islander jersey, which the Islanders were terrible this year.
Yes, but he's in Long Island, New York,
okay,
where he's from, and he's a heel. And look at how they're treating him.
Yeah,
because he's in his hometown. So yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even so they're gonna. He's the best heel in the business, and so anytime they come to Long Island, he does this whole thing where he's just like disgustingly Long Island, and they just love him for it. They don't even care. They're all in for him. But he is like the best heel since, gosh, I don't know. I'm trying to think, man. Definitely the best active guy. I'm trying to think of some of the best heel work I've ever seen is from this guy. So
I can't remember the last really good heel.
Yeah, I mean, everybody does heel work, but I'm trying to think of like the greatest heel, the top heels of all time. It's like that Jake the Snake run with Macho Man where he was like latching the snake on and stuff like that. That was pretty gnarly heel work.
That was good heel work.
Hot
Rod, early 80s.
Oh, Hot Rod with the half and half when he fought, who was it? What's his name? Mr. T. Didn't he fight Mr. T and he did the blackface?
Blackface? Yeah, that era.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, that didn't age well.
No, I mean the Hot Rod.
That was more heel.
Doing Piper's Pit, making fun of Jimmy Stewart. Come on, open up the coconut, monkey boy.
Yeah. Oof.
Hey, are you think you're making fun of me? No, come on, monkey boy, open up the coconut. Are you making fun of me? Crack.
Yeah, I mean
that's probably the best on where you just kids you hated Hot Rod's guts, but God damn, did you love Hot Rod?
It's just one of those.
Piper's Pit was epic on her. Again, just like the Snake Pit with Jake the Snake. I mean,
yeah,
he's more aligned to the Hot Rod where he's very mouthy. Jake was basically quiet and scared the hell out of you.
Yeah, he was the only in an era where everybody screamed, yelled their promos. He whispered them.
And it scared the hell out of him.
Oh, yeah, dude. He was sadistic as shit. That's what was so great about him. And that's why that program with Macho Man back in the whatever it was, late 80s or whatever it was, where he was latching the snake on him and stuff. And he was walking around. He went from having the python to having like a cobra. That was some pretty good stuff.
Bobby.
I mean, but this guy here, dude, he's just, his mic skills are legendary. His mic skills are Bobby Heenan level.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, ooh, man, this guy. So good stuff. So anyway, we've got NHL to get into, but yeah, I and we'll get into that on the other side of it, but I can't believe you cats are sleeping on these playoffs. You can't be sleeping on these playoffs.
And then we got the whole Rudy Gobert, Shaq feud going on, where Gobert says, "I could shut Shaq down." Shaq goes, I would own your ass." Gobert, there's no way Shaq in his prime could stop Shaq.
No.
Shaq, Orlando, first coming to Lakers when he's at 7'1", 290, just
right.
a physical, athletic monster.
Okay, I'm going to tell everybody this that ever plays the game again, and if it ever changes in my life, I will retract my statement. But it hasn't, and I don't believe that it ever will. There isn't a single dude on this planet that could ever shut down Shaq.
No, not when he was in his prime.
There's not a single person. I don't care. Pick any sport. There's not a single person that can shut down Shaq in his prime. In basketball, there isn't a single. I don't care. I don't care if you get the biggest MMA fighter to come out and punch him in the balls. He's still gonna get his shot.
Yes.
Like I'm just saying, you pick anybody on the planet. You're not even in the sport. Anybody in existence. Nobody is shutting down Shaq. If Shaq wants it, Shaq gets it.
Yes.
Now, can you deter him? Can you get him off his game? Can you mess with him a little bit? Can you get him to be a little less productive than the night before? Sure, if you're good, yeah. But ain't nobody shutting him down.
Yeah,
Shut the F up with that.
Shaq, 1999 to 2002, you're not stopping him.
No. It's just asinine conversation. You know what it is? It's somebody who just doesn't know.
Right.
You know what I mean? When you're just too dumb to not, you just don't know. Ignorance is bliss. You don't know, and you think you know, but you don't know, and you're happy. And then when you find out what reality is, you're like, oh, I didn't know dick, and I'm an idiot.
Right.
And this guy would find out if he ever tried to D up. I don't even think, you know what? I'd even go out on a limb and say he couldn't D up Shaq now.
No. Yeah.
How about that? I don't even need Shaq in his prime. I bet you right now you couldn't shut him down. You ain't shutting him down. I bet you if he wanted to post up on you and dunk on you, he would.
Yeah. Because he's dropped some weight since his last one was his Cleveland era Shaq.
Right. So I don't want to hear all that. Now, could he play a full season? But no, if you guys want right now 1-on-1, would you be able to stop him from dunking on you? No.
I wouldn't even try. I'm like, oh hell no.
That's what I'm saying, man. People are just crazy.
He's
man.
just a massive human being.
Yeah, dude. What are you gonna do with it when he backs that ass up?
Yeah. What are you gonna do when he was in his late 20s and he was still athletic hell?
And he does a little baby that's like from, it's taking a 6-inch putt.
And if he wants to dunk on you, he's dunking on you. There's not a damn thing you're going to do about it.
Dude, he'll dunk on you and he'll bring the rim down on your head.
Yeah, he's done it.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, Shaq in his prime was the most physical, dominating center I've ever seen.
Yep.
And I missed out on Chamberlain, but I saw Lanier and Walton and Kareem and all them and
right.
Moses Malone and Hakeem and everything. Dude was a monster.
Yep. Yeah, we're not talking about skill set. You could make an argument that, other centers had a better skill set and were more successful and were more decorated. You can make all those conversations. You can have all that stuff. But if you think that there's any live that could ever shut down Shaq in his prime, you haven't watched basketball.
No.
You just haven't seen. You just don't know. You just don't know.
Just like all the new love now that's coming out there for, Stockton. Oh, Stockton was a great. I'm like, dude, Stockton was the most overrated point guard that ever played the game.
Yeah.
We saw, and again,
not that he wasn't good.
He was very good,
right?
But he's not top 5,
right? That's the problem with poor Stockton, is because, and it happened to both him and Malone, right? Because both him and Malone are very, very good. They're in the Hall of Very Good, but they've never gotten beyond that. But together, they just seemed like they were great. But they're just very good,
right? And
so, like, I get that we're kind of parsing hairs, but you're talking about players that are in the top 25 at their position, not the top 5.
Right.
And that's the difference. If you want to talk about the top 5, then we'll talk about the top 5. And those names aren't coming up.
No. Because we've seen them go against top 5.
Right.
We've seen what happened when Stockton played Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah lit him up like a drum.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
On a consistent basis.
Absolutely.
Again, Malone is not top 5 power forward. Best power forward all time is still going to be Timmy.
Right.
Because he was so good everything he did.
Yep. And he's spot on the floor pretty much.
Yeah.
So getting close to a payoff here on a storyline they've been working for 2 years. WWE can't put a storyline together for 2 effing weeks. And they've been working this storyline for 2 years. And they've worked it brilliantly. And they're going to turn this Wardlow dude right here into the new fucking Goldberg. And they're going to use they've been using the fucking, the baddest heel in the game to make it work. And it's just been absolutely the best thing that they've done since they started this company. And this guy's going to get blown through the table. And I hope it breaks so he's not hurt. And I hope he doesn't hit his head on that chair. Wardlow was good about it. And that was pretty safe. Good. Don't want anybody seriously injured. So it's going to be Double or Nothing, their pay-per-view. All their pay-per-views are like gambling, like casino gimmick stuff. They had him crush a 7-footer that was built like a brick shithouse, like last week.
Okay.
Yeah, this dude.
You showed
William
how
Morrissey.
not to throw the table on the Facebook post.
Yeah, did you see the group post? Holy cow, that was a brutal table. I was like, what is that? Yeah, that was a brutal shot. The table needs to break, or your back might just break. So anyway, we'll cover a little bit more NBA stuff. We'll get into some of this NHL on the other side. Let's take a quick break. I got to stretch it out a little bit. A little uncomfortable. Got a little bum hand. Was in a wreck last week, so I'm a little sore. So I'm gonna
We're going to take a couple, stretch out. We'll be back here in just a few on there. We'll get into this. We'll get into, obviously, some NHL action going on. We'll get some criticism on a certain network broadcasting.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I like to rip on things. I will rip on things.
Where the hell is a certain individual? We'll get on that on the flip side. We are DSR2 Studio 57 Radio.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Party people, this is the original Doc Ice, and you are definitely listening to Studio 57 Radio. And if Studio 57 Radio isn't on, then your radio ain't really on. Check that.
You're listening to Studio 50 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Hey everybody, Scrappy here to tell you about That Radio Show. Hang with me as I break down the world of entertainment with great guests, celebrity interviews, awesome games with wonderful prizes. Also, we've got the biggest library of underground hip-hop of any station on the net. You mix in a little stand-up comedy and a text line so your voice can be heard, and you got a pretty good little show. But add listener-controlled programming, Yeah, you heard me. The listener-controlled programming where you, the listener, can decide what makes it on the air. And now you've got the greatest show ever created. So join my show, your show, our show, the people's show, that radio show, each and every Tuesday, p.m. Eastern Time, only here on Studio 57 Radio.
Hey everybody, this is your boy Big D, here to tell you about Mark for Life Tattoos. Guys, this place is the cleanest, most laid-back studio in Metro Detroit, and the artists are top-notch. And if you're like me from the D, you need to stop in on Fridays for that D-Day and get your old English D for only $20. Not interested in tattoos? Mark for Life does body piercings. Mark for Life is located at 22533 Van Dyke in Warren, and the guys are there 7 days a week from noon to 9. So give them a call at 757-2222. That's 586-757-2222. Studio 57 sent you and get 20% off. So what are you waiting for? Call them now.
Hey everybody, Smokey here to tell you about Allstate. Tire. With winter fast approaching, the most important thing between you and the road is your tires. So don't put safety in just anybody's hands. Go to Allstate Tire. With new and quality used tires available, you can trust Allstate Tire for all your tire needs. You can visit them at 14208 9 Mile Road in Warren, or give them a call at 586-779-8759. Allstate Tire, your source, quality new and used tires.
What's happening, everybody? Scrappy here to tell you about Love and Life Club. Love and Life Club is a social networking club that's located at 19960 James Cut. That's a Lodge service drive between 7 and 8 Mile Road in the D. You need to stop in for $5 Fridays for great music, food, and drinks. I personally recommend the chicken. Love and Life Club is also available for rental for bachelor parties, wedding receptions, or any party for that matter. For more information, log to www.loveandlifeclub.com. That's loveandlifeclub.com, or call D at 313-999-2824. That's 313-999-2024. That's Love and Life Club. If you're loving life, you need to be in the club.
We are taking over this broadcast for the ultimate underground.
Studio 57 Radio Original. You know, when you hear that sound, you're gonna have a good time, because that's the sound of the ultimate underground. Live concert webcast from the Detroit area. We go to the most famous, what should I say, infamous venues in the D, and bring the underground music scene from the streets to your computer like nobody else can. There's only one catch. You never know when and where the ultimate underground is gonna take over a broad. So you need to stay tuned to Studio 57 Radio all day, every day, for clues on when and where this ultimate underground may happen. Now, there's no other station on the net that's going to give you this live webcast of some of the hottest artists in the D. That's the Ultimate Underground live, the home for hip-hop, rock and metal, Studio 7 Radio, baby.
Goodbye.
You get what you, cause we got what you need. Studio 57 serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets. You get what you want, we got what you need. Studio 57 serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets.
Studio 57 is a 32-track digital recording studio that utilizes Cool Edit, Logic Pro, Shure, AKG, Sennheiser, Yamaha, Korg, Mackie, Boss, Ibanez, Fender, and many, many more to make your music pop. Experienced and friendly engineers make Studio 57 feel like you're home away from home. With beat creation, mixing, mastering, digital media conversion, and DJs for any event, Studio 57 Records stop shop for all your music entertainment needs. We have online bill pay and flexible pay schedules. That makes Studio 57 the place to be. For more information, visit Studio57Records with a Z.com. That's www.studio57RECORDZ.com. Or call us at 586-420-3390. That's 586-420-3390. Or log on to Studio57Records.com. And just remember one thing, baby. You get what you want, we got what you need. Studio 57 serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, master, great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets. You get what you want, cause we got what you need. Studio 57 serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets.
Party people, this is the original Doc Ice, and you are definitely listening to Studio 57 Radio. And if Studio 57 Radio isn't on, then your radio ain't really on. Check that.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground pop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Welcome back, Rebels. We're going to get into hour 2 of DSR2 here in just a second. Big shout out, my boy SoCal Mike, for hitting up jdubbelts.com. He purchased 2 championship belts at the same time. He got himself an official IWE Gladiator Championship replica and a big gold that we do here at JW Belts. You want yourself a championship belt for all occasions, get your ass over to jdubbelts.com and get in on it. Check out the Facebook page and the YouTube channel. Check it all out. Get in on it. Be like Mike. It's all good. So, back to sports. We got NBA in the books a little bit, but it's always open for you. NHL, and a whole host of other fun debris. So let's get into it. Without further ado, let's do hour 2 of DSR2. I am happy and here is Johnny the Mouse.
Hey, we're back here for the second hour of DSR2. It's the most glorious of Wednesdays here in the D. It's like we went right from winter to summer, as we always do here in the D. It was in the 80s. It's going to be tomorrow, tomorrow, the same thing. Friday, same thing. So, yep, we went from snow to summertime. I'll take it. You can see is I'm tanned, I'm rested, I'm all set to go. I'm all in the summer gear already on there. So,
well, yes, Moose is live from De Boca Vista.
Del Boca Vista.
All tanned up, already to Florida. Got his pregame, as we call it here in Michigan. In Michigan, you the pregame. So what happens is the women go to the tanning salon, like probably started a couple of weeks ago. If not, they're going to be going right now. But yeah, they'll go and they'll kind of get that little bit of a pre-tan so that when they hit the beaches and stuff, they don't burn. They just tan a little bit more. And by the end of the year, they look the nice golden brown like a turkey or something like that. And so, unless you're like Irish like me or something. Well, not too bad. I'll tan. I'll burn too, but not too bad. Like I do all right. but some people just burn right up. So
I tan.
I feel bad for them. But yeah, a lot of people do a little pre-tanning because you have this crazy where we go from like cold, snowy, rainy crap to like, boom, you just wake up and it's flipping 80.
Right.
And it's like, your body's not used to it. So
Yeah, I got good genetics. My father was like Ra, the sun god, as we
Yes.
called him. You know, again, black Irish on there. So he had that George Hamilton permatan, and so I thank God as I get older, I'm becoming more and more like that. So yeah. I got called. The fiance looked at me and was like, "Damn you!" Damn you
Oh yeah,
now."
she's jealous.
On there. But yeah, as tan as I got on there, I mean, you see some of these people out there, the snowbirds that are here, I'm like, holy Jesus, they're like a totally done turkey.
Yes.
Like golden brown. Like, what'd you do? Use butter?
Yeah.
So, yeah, so we got all sorts of on there as we got into the NFL we got the NBA action, we got it now, we got some NHL going into, and again, why does the NHL keep the Arizona Coyotes in Arizona? Now they got a relocation deal to go to Arizona State, 3-year location, Arizona State. Again, just pull the damn team. Nobody go in Arizona goes to see the Coyote team to see the Coyotes. When the Wings are out there, it's almost all Wings fans.
Yeah.
Move the damn team. There are cities in the country in Canada that would love to have a team back. Like, I don't know, Quebec.
I agree. I don't know what they're thinking with that
Milwaukee.
whole situation. Yeah.
Could have a team
Sure.
where it's cold,
Yeah.
there's snow, and ice.
Just a place where people are invested.
Right.
I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like, if people are invested, it's kind of like, it's like the whole Jamaican bobsled team effect, in my opinion, right? Like, people are like, oh, what do they know about, why would they care about it? Because they don't. But no, I don't care what region it's in, as long as the fans are invested. I mean, were fans not invested in Vegas?
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
Vegas
they are.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
But
That's what I'm saying.
Arizona's been out there for 20 years and
I
they
know.
still
and
haven't.
Right.
Just cut the loss.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. They are not invested in hockey at all there. You can't do that.
No.
Because even when they were good, I mean, it's not like Phoenix has been horrible all the time. They've been in the playoffs.
Yes.
You go there, like you said, and it's a Wings dominant crowd.
Right.
It's weird. I think it's weird when we get a lot of like Canadian fans here. And you get those like pockets of Canadians fans.
And the weird thing is
but like effing in Phoenix, dude, it's all Wings fans almost in there. It's crazy. Anyway,
and again, it's weird is because we were down in Florida in the Tampa area last week, and that's all they talk about, man, is the Bolts. The Tampa Bay, man,
Yeah.
the Bolts. I mean, that's
how about them Leafs? How about them Leafs, baby? Oh, sorry, did I say that out loud?
It's-
That's for
hey.
Canada Mike. That's from Canada Mike to all y'all. How about them Leafs?
Yeah, don't worry, it's still early.
I know. But
they haven't won yet.
Yeah, but they're close.
They were close numerous other times and
Yes.
ended up flaming out.
Oh,
so.
absolutely.
We got scores going on right now. Florida, Washington 3-3 in that series. I think Washington's up on 3-2 on that one. Rangers are up 4-3 on Pittsburgh. That series is 3-2 Pittsburgh on there. Go Rangers. Not that I really like the Rangers. I don't care, but it's as long as it's not Sidney Crosby. So, no. That's it. It's a personal hatred.
Yes, we just have
The Penguins on there. Again, I don't hate the Penguins as an organization, just as current incarnation of the players on there with him and Malkin and all that. No, I really like Mario and Yager, but
anyway.
so we got series there as well on there. The only thing is I got a complaint on there is ESPN's coverage is terrible.
Oh yeah. Well, what's new?
They're play-by-play boots across. I'm like, where the hell's Gary Thorne? I mean, come on. I know we talked to him, but he wouldn't take the deal. Pay the man his money.
It is bad. I was like, that was the first thing I noticed when I'm putting these games on.
God, boots across and Steve. Oh my God, stop it! Just stop.
Is that Levy?
Yeah.
Oh, he's so bad.
He's bad at everything. Why does he still have a job? Period.
I don't know. Like, okay,
Does he have naked photos of the owner?
if he's gonna like like call highlights and stuff like that, I ain't mad. But that's it. He does highlights. He's like a Sports Center guy. That's it. Like, I don't see him do nothing else. So it's just,
Yeah, he's not a play-by-play guy. He's terrible.
he's so bad at every play-by-play thing he does. It's just so terrible. He obviously can't do color commentary because he doesn't have any like expansive knowledge or say anything out like that. I don't know. That's the biggest thing, though. What is hockey? What's the NHL supposed to do? They got blackballed essentially when they weren't when Ian said bye-bye.
Yeah.
So
you couldn't bring Doc Emmerich out back for the playoffs?
right.
Come on.
I know. I'm telling you.
I mean, dude, you had it on. You had a great crew back when you had it on and everything. I mean, come on.
Right.
Gary Thorne. Here we are in the Joe Louis Arena. I'm like, dude, you couldn't get higher. But oh my God, I mean, just like when they do a better job than ESPN's doing it.
Oh, TNT would do a great job. That's the best production sports show, pre-show, post-game show that in sports right now. I don't care. That TNT, the stuff that they do for the pre and post halftime, that studio show, that's the best thing in sports right now. As far as those shows, like maybe FL, but I mean that's kind of getting stale now.
Yeah,
and this is still good,
right?
So like,
the ESPN. I mean TNT with the NHL, NAA. I mean they're great, but yeah, I mean just like Jesus. And good news is Wings at least have Maurice Sider is in the top 3 finalists for the Calder, which he should win. And again, looks like number 1 on our wish list for head coach. Looks like he's available now is Barry Trotz. Islanders fired him. Again, can't blame him. They got killed with injuries. Last year they get to the Stanley Cup Finals. This year they don't make the playoffs because the injuries killed them and they fire him.
Right.
Again, that's why the Islanders are always like, "What the hell is wrong with you?" Again, I'd hire Trotz in a heartbeat.
Sure. He
won. Basically got to the finals with Pittsburgh, won with the Capitals, got their championship there, and he got the Islanders to the finals. I mean, dude, I'll take Trotz in a heartbeat on there.
All right, I'm with you.
Wings get they had the lottery on there. We didn't drop down. We didn't move up. We stayed at 8. Montreal stayed first end up getting first overall with it. So
which is what was expected. There feels like there's less shenanigans with the NHL lottery setup. It's just like, okay, yeah, whatever. I don't know why I feel that way because the NBA one seems so messed up.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know. To me, it's all about for the Wings. It's going to be all about. It's not as much about the draft as it's going to be about the coaching search. So,
I mean, right
it's going to be that's as intriguing or for me. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But I mean, these playoffs, interesting games.
Yeah, there's been some good games.
There's been some good ones, but there's
overtimes,
been
triple overtime.
Yep,
I mean,
yep.
it was some.
Oh,
great
dude,
games.
that triple overtime game. Oh my goodness! Imagine.
That's what I love about again Stanley Cup playoff on there. You get these triple overtime games. You go, oh my god! I mean, you're just, especially if
imagine going to that game and having to go to work the next day.
Oh, you're a blue. We seen it
Wasn't
here.
That was in New York, right? That was in New York.
Yes.
Imagine traversing New York at whatever 3 in the effing morning.
Yeah.
2 in the morning when the game got over.
I remember when it went 0-2, the Stanley Cup Finals, they had triple overtime.
Yeah.
Against Carolina. And Larionov won the game winner on that one. They didn't give us the win on there, but it pretty much sealed Carolina's doom.
Yes. I was working. Wait, what year was that?
0-2.
So yeah, I was.
They got, and it was on a weekend night. It was on a Saturday night on that.
Yep.
We were watching that, and it was like 1:30 in the morning. We were watching it. So former host Scotty Super Genius goes to the bathroom. He's in the bathroom. We're like, yeah. He goes, oh bullshit on it. And we're like, ah. He goes, comes out. He goes, motherfucker. I'm like, you couldn't hold it or get a commercial break. Damn, I couldn't and miss that. But yeah, I mean, overtime, I mean, as we say, Stanley Cup hockey playoff hockey is the best hockey out there. And again, you get an overtime game on there, but when you get like a game 7 on there, you're oh man, it's pins and needles.
Game 7s are the tension,
especially if you got vested interest on it, your sphincter is puckered.
Well, I'll tell you what, even sitting in your living room as a fan who's necessarily overly vested in either team, just enjoys a good sport, if you just you can feel the energy is different from that and like watching a regular season game. So like if you're a quote unquote casual fan and you've never caught a game 7 in the playoffs, it is a totally different feel. Like you said, you can tell even from at home the pins and needles, like feeling that nervous undertone, that energy, that tension. You couldn't cut it with a knife, you couldn't cut it with a machete in some cases. And so I don't know what it is about the NHL, I don't know why it's like that, man. I mean, the NBA feels like they're trying to do the hold my beer gimmick though,
right?
And I kind of like that. And but I don't know what it is about hockey that is so.
I mean, I get no complaints whatsoever on how the games are being played. It's just ESPN's calling the games is just a train wreck.
It is.
With it, I mean, there've been some great series on there, and again, I am rooting. Much as Tampa's nice on there, but they've won 2 in a row on there, and you know what? I like the makeup of this young Toronto team on there.
Right.
Especially the way Matthews has been playing right now. And then they're exciting. They're fast.
Yep.
It's fast. It's fun to watch with it. So, I mean, we'll see on this. With
I'm not going to be I'm usually the old fuddy-duddy, if anything. But I really like – I think hockey's – especially playoff hockey seems to have opened up significantly when they've changed the stupid 2-line rule.
It's a lot better.
It's so much better.
It's like it's almost at a point where it was in the 80s. Up and down action.
Right.
I mean, the 80s, I hate to date myself or whatever. But again, watching the hockey in the 80s, and especially you got with some of these teams with the Islanders, how good they were, and Edmonton, how good, and Calgary, and in Montreal, it was some great hockey with that. I mean, it's just like, holy crap with it. And I think with this opening up, getting rid of that neutral zone trap and the 2-line pass, and that opens everything up.
Right.
It's a great game on there with it, and it's been fun to watch how these games been played. It's just ESPN's just a train wreck to listen to and try to listen on there.
It's so hard. It's one of those things where if you could find a way to get the radio feed to match up with the TV feed, right? Like, remember back in the day, you kind of like, okay, well, I'll listen to it on the radio and I'll turn the game, because it's hard. We're blessed here too, because I'll tell you what, if it came to it, I would probably, if the Red Wings games were that bad, I would go to the radio feed.
Well, at least
and
in the old,
on
there is at least the first 2 rounds where you can get the local feed. I mean, it was Mickey and him calling the games.
Sure.
Till they got it on there,
right?
With it, but the radio on there. But here is, and of course, now I got that off air today, but I can't. Some reason I can't get Channel 9, so getting the CBC feed, freaking great.
All right, yeah, CBC feed's way better. Yeah, I got to do that. I think I got that here. I never even thought about going there.
Yeah, so you get the CBC feed, and it's going to be a better feed than that.
Yeah,
with it. So
I've been watching the. See, the problem is TSN over there in Canada is using the ESPN feed.
I know.
So it's like I was watching TSN, and I went, and I'm like, oh, but I didn't even think the dummy go to CBC. Yeah. Well, that's all I got to do then. Because I can't, that ESPN stuff, man. Like, I was at the point where I had the volume way down, and I was just kind of watching the game because I just can't listen to it. I'm like doing my own commentary. That's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do my own play-by-play.
And like last night, Oilers losing in overtime with it. And again, when's Edmonton ever going to step over the next hump on there? They've got the best player on the planet with Connor McDavid on there. And again, maybe it's those ugly uniforms with that indigo blue with the ornament. Dude, go back to the class. You had that great uniform color combination with that almost like a marine blue with the orange in it. I mean, the classic Edmonton from the 80s. And that, dude, just stick with it. I did like
that, yeah.
Everybody, we all had, and again, and then one on there. The one thing I love the fact is if you're a Canadian, if you show the games with the Canadian fans, whether it's Edmonton, Winnipeg, or Toronto, there's no T-shirts or sweatshirts. Everybody's wearing jerseys.
Yeah.
That's all they have. It's like, oh, I go to hockey, got to throw my sweater on.
Yep. Heck yeah. That's the hockey sweater, the hockey jersey. To me, is almost the only acceptable one when you get to a certain age. Like,
yes,
you can't be 60 running around with some 22-year-old's shirt on your back, and you look like a goof in a basketball jersey.
No, you can never wear it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And a football jersey you can wear to the football game.
That's about it.
And that's about it.
Right.
And so, but to me, the hockey sweater, I don't know, man. It's got a different look.
It's acceptable.
Yeah, and it just seems a little bit more acceptable, definitely at a game.
Especially when I was a teenager, we all had the hockey jersey with a sweatshirt, with a hoodie.
Sure, yeah.
And again, if you had your Edmonton, you better make sure you had that orange hoodie on underneath it.
All right.
The Wings one better have that. Got a red hoodie on with it. But yeah, I mean, it was one, and again, it was one of those things that's, you can wear one no matter what on there. And again, if you want to put a player's name on there, fine, so be it. I always believe, again, if I'm getting a name on the back of a jersey, again, for hockey or baseball, it's got to be somebody that's an immortal.
Right. Well, I got my Darren McCarty jersey back in the 90s when they made that run. And D-Max and Pro Wrestling were both in the business now. It's kind of funny. So, yeah, it came full circle.
Right.
So I had to get him to just sign the damn thing. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll go to Harpo's and get Roosevelt. He went over and talked to Roosevelt after the GCW wrestling show at Harpo's, and I know all the wrestling fans out there caught that because it did pretty well. It was a pretty popular event, and it was crazy stupid here. And I'm going to take this whole thing full circle, right? Of course, I know a bunch of people that work the show and the business, I know the owner of Harpo's because of my music career and all the stuff that I used to do there. And then the rental yard I used to work for at my day job rented them the scaffolding they used for the crazy scaffolding table spot that they did. And then D-Mac showed up the day after to Roosevelt's office, and I can only imagine that it has something to do with pro wrestling because he's involved in the business now, and Belt is booking these wrestling shows one after another at Harpo's.
And again, for Harpo's on there, getting that on there, it's the perfect venue wrestling at Harpo's.
They did a really good job with it. They even put like seating up on the stage so you could sit up and look down at the ring. That was
I think it's a good say power wash the floors because
that carpet's long gone. He put a backlit dance floor in there. It's lighted.
Well, they probably went back to the original backlit dance floor that was originally there when it became a disco. After it became used to be Harper Theater, and it became Harpo's 1976-77.
Yeah. So from what I understand, he peeled all that back.
Peeled that off, got the floor working again. The dance floor.
I think so. Yeah. I'm not sure. He was showing pictures of it. I caught him in part of the renos and stuff like that. I haven't worked in music in a while in that capacity as far as booking and what I was doing is I worked for a booking agency and I was doing stage management and all that stuff. So I was getting securing stuff for the artist. I was getting everything set up on stage and all the show and everything, and then I'd make sure the audio and the lighting and everything was working for those guys, and then I'd kind of be the in-between for everybody. And then and that's what I did while I was working my own studio and working on my own solo career as a musician. And so that's how I know Roosevelt. So I have not worked in that capacity in quite a while. And so I've only seen like his social media stuff and a few things like that. But they did a lot of renovations to the place and they tore out all that old carpet. and exposed the original floor underneath. So I believe he did get it fixed. I couldn't tell from the footage. I'd imagine they'd put something down when they put the ring in there, and so that was probably all covered up.
Yeah.
So I did see the footage. I saw the pay-per-view from the event, but I didn't get down there because I didn't procure anything ahead of time, VIP type scenario like I probably should have, and the line was around the building and down the street, and I wasn't going to go to the door and be that guy, so I watched on the pay-per-view. But great event. No, pretty much everybody that's involved except for the guys that run GCW, but there's a ton of other shows that are going there, other companies, and I know a lot of the workers and the promoters, so I'll probably go down and check some stuff out. We'll have to go down there.
Yeah,
and just,
I mean that was
that'd be
my
fun.
old stomping grounds as a
Yeah.
as a youth, as a preteen on there,
As a Ute.
as a youth. I remember that when I was the Harper, I saw Towering Inferno there.
Oh, nice. I've
On
seen
there.
tons of bands there. It's a classic.
No, that was. I remember when they
venue.
changed it over to a disco, and they marketed it as the world's largest electronic dance floor.
Oh man!
And then disco.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
Like, oh shit! What do we do now?
Yeah, and they turned it into a concert theater. They shifted over to bands, and that's the one thing about. It's we're a little off topic, guys, but it's having fun. That's the one thing about Detroit. Like they'll just whatever the next meeting is, Motown just keeps it moving. So they could have went a bunch of different ways. They could have did but I think they went the right way with doing the concert venue, and it's a classic concert venue too. Even after it, so it's like, and now it's in its third incarnation. And Roosevelt, who runs it, he ran Blondie's back in the day, which is another big name venue here. So he's even got the Blondie's name like in the Harpo's O or something like that on the wall when they repainted it. So very cool little piece of music history here in the Motor City and Motown. And so yeah, just a little tie in there. But anyway, like I said, NHL good. ESPN having it back on TV, good. You can find it, good. Commentary, play-by-play, terrible.
Yes.
But this is the polar opposite with the USFL. I didn't find a score if I wanted to. The games are like, whatever. What is your take on it so far? Did you even remember it existed?
Yeah, I did remember it existed on there with it. And again, I did look for it, but last week being on vacation, I've been thinking about it much on there. Based on everything on it, this is going to be a one and done.
It feels like it, don't it? Like, I don't feel like I've even heard anybody talk about it.
This is definitely not the same as it was under. I mean, with the first.
I would rather have everybody shitting on it than no saying anything at all.
Try to do the primetime game on it. That's great. But, again, when it first, they did primetime, but they also did Sunday afternoon games. You actually had a Monday.
Right.
ESPN did the Monday night games for USFL back in the day. But it was a spring league, so they didn't have baseball yet. ESPN was an up and coming thing, so they had to do something. So they had the Monday night games on ESPN, and that was really cool and everything with it. But yeah, this was just like,
Where is the where's the advertising? Where's the promotion? Where's
there's
the anything?
nothing. It's like they just
Hey, you go on your app, any of your sports apps. Do they have the goddamn scores on it? Because my sports app doesn't have it. Like you can Google the shit because you can Google damn near anything, but who's carrying it? Like
unless you Google it, you're not going to find it.
I just don't.
Especially the mothership on there, they don't even give a damn.
Well, yeah, because they didn't get on it because
Right.
they went back to hockey and the NBA. Those monster contracts they gave the NBA, they brought NHL back, and of course their NFL ticket probably went up. So, but I mean, come on, man. I'm hearing, you know what? There's more talk about the XFL out there floating around that's not even playing yet year than the league that's actually active.
Right. Oh, absolutely. It's just been like
It's weird. So yeah, I'm with you, man. I think it's done. Someone was asking me the other day about the USFL, what I thought. It's like, I think the games, you're getting quality games. Like
Right.
There's enough players out there that can put together a quality game, but no, all this talk about people wanting to see spring football, I think it's just all bullshit.
Well, again,
Because I don't think people are tuning in.
No. And being it's stuck in Birmingham, I can't even develop a local fan base on
Well,
this.
that's what's screwing them the most. Because every single game looks exactly the same.
Right.
Like, it's just like they changed uniforms because you're in the same stadium every game. And then the only time it turns out is when the local team comes in. Other than that, there's 6 people in the crowd.
Right. Unless
It's
it's the
stupid.
Birmingham Stallions showing up. Nobody shows up in Birmingham, Alabama with it. Whereas I think, again, you need to get the local venues on there. I mean, the Silver Dome at the day was on it. They would get a decent crowd.
Right.
And when they got that playoff game, that crowd, again, it wasn't sold out at 80,000 because the Silver Dome was one of the largest. It was huge. But you had almost 70,000 people show up for that game, and that place was rocking.
Right.
Because, damn it, we didn't see a damn playoff game for the Lions in my lifetime, really. On there prior to that, and then a win, and then you get to the championship. Oh, hell yeah. Everybody, but we had local and Canadian because you had, local college star Anthony Carter was on that first incarnation of the Panthers.
Right.
With it. And you had some, again, with it. I think this is what it is yes, they're getting guys on there that are basically U.S. I mean, basically didn't quite make the NFL, are CFL caliber players, and that's about it. That first run on there, you actually had stars that they put a bid on. They could play. They should have been playing in the NFL, the USFL, because again, it was a little better money at that time.
Sure.
What the NFL was paying.
Sure.
On there, you had cats making $1 million where they weren't making that in the NFL at that time.
Right.
So, but yeah, it's like now it's just like, huh? Yeah, but the quality of games are better than the AAFL was and the XFL were. It's just like, huh? You just can't find it.
No, I wish they would. You would think. What's crazy is didn't NBC and Fox air it at one point?
Yes.
So like neither one of these two entities like could get it together enough to advertise this thing?
I mean, yeah, they were doing a Friday night and a Saturday night games, and then they do a Sunday afternoon game, and it's like, okay. And then that was that. I mean, now they're just doing, Fox does like the Saturday night game, and that's about it. I mean, NBC's like dropped off the planet. So who knows?
Well, yeah.
I think it's one and done. I don't think they're going to be able to sustain it.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Which, again, spring football on there. I mean, we're a fickle society. Now we've got so much more to do than we did 40 years ago.
Right.
So, with that.
Sure.
But yeah, it's a shame with that. So.
Anyway.
So yeah, Reed Detmers threw a no-hitter last night for the Angels on there. So his first of his career, and I think is it the first no-hitter of the year?
Maybe.
Let's see here. Our local team, Tigers are getting their ass handed to them by Oakland, 7-0.
Yikes.
It's been yuck season so far. And again, what is it going to come down to? People are like, well, when's it going to time to play blame on Avila like last season?
Yeah. Well, I was talking to somebody about the Tigers, and it's just like I don't know what to say. They're just so bad right now, and they should be getting better, but they just don't. I don't feel like they are. I don't know what this is, but I just feel like they should be better.
They're not hitting.
Yeah, they can't hit shit.
They can't. Yeah.
Ugh, God.
I think now for us, I think they need to send down Torkelson after this homestand because he's just overwhelmed.
Maybe, yeah.
And I don't want you again. I think they need to send him down so he doesn't get screwed up mentally on there. I mean, with that, I think that's what needs to be done. But yeah, I mean, I had better vibes on it before the season came on there for the Tigers, and it's just been like a disaster.
It really has. It feels like
We're
one.
getting. I mean, we had some decent pitching out of this with our guys. I mean,
Sure.
other than especially with the way Scooble's been pitching, it's just like we can't. Nobody's hitting.
No, and it doesn't. I don't know. The league is gone that way, right? It's like everybody's swinging for the fences every time, so it turns into tons of strikeouts and all that. But the fact that that they're I don't know. Yeah, they can't hit anything. You could be throwing beach balls out there, and I don't think they hit them.
Right.
So
No, they can't hit anything right now.
I don't know how you solve it.
And again, we're almost at that 40, as we say, the 40 game plateau on there is really what you judge. And yeah, we're almost there, and it's been on there. We're if it wasn't for Cincinnati just flat out tanking on there this year, I mean, we would be the worst team in the league.
That's terrible.
I mean, with it, if you look on there standing wise on there, the NL West is like everybody's over 500. Dodgers are 20-9, and Padres are 20-12. Frisco's 19-12. Even Arizona's over 500, and Colorado's over 500. That's good, really good. Again, both New York teams are doing well. They need to because they spent enough freaking money to be. They need to be good,
Right.
with it, but. Yeah, it's just. Yeah, what sucks is, and then the fans are like, "I'm not spending money to go down there with this to pay to see this full team."
Yeah, that's going to be a big issue. We get a lot of pride in the opening day, and everybody goes out no matter what and has a great time and all that. But if you lose, it's hard, even on a nice day. I mean, because guess what? I could just go do something else. Michigan's got a bunch of great stuff to do in the summertime. It's hard. You got to catch my attention for 3 hours.
Yeah,
And you need to win. Like, we've been waiting for this team to kind of like turn the corner a little bit here and get back to what we've become accustomed to, and it doesn't feel like they're getting any closer. But
no,
and I can't explain it. It feels like they got the same Pistons syndrome, right? The Pistons have been like that. We've been waiting for them to turn the corner and get better, and they really have not done that. I don't think that's gonna. I think that trend will change just because you have K now, but I don't know what you do to change that trend for the Tigers. How do you get these guys to start hitting? Like what moves you could make to change the lineup? Like if that is even really the major issue here, I would have to say that's got. I mean, AJ Hinch. I mean, was he not cheating hard enough? Come on, man.
yeah.
Let's start winning some here. Like I don't know what to say.
Well, you got half your team is hitting under the Mendoza line. There's nothing you can't blame him because again, guys are hitting $150, $160, $120. I mean, he's like. I think you're going to have to send Torkelson down for a couple of weeks, try to get him to kind of clear his head and get back on there. They'll probably bring up Cody Clement there and then move Shoop over to first and have Clemens play second on there with it and on with it. But yeah, I mean
when your batting average is lower than a QBR, you have an issue.
Right.
Yeah. I'm like I'm looking at the numbers and I'm like, is this a batting average or a quarterback rating? This is stupid.
Yeah, so, and we look at
I don't know how you fix it.
Verlander at age 39 coming back from the Tommy John. Yeah. Verlander.
Yep. Look,
5th in the league ERA. He's got 4 wins already.
Look, he's my second favorite pitcher of that era because I was such a Scherzer fan. But look at just listen to what the sentence I just said.
Yeah. Sure, Verlander.
Right.
Both of them here.
I know. At the same time.
Right. And we had Price.
Yeah. And who else did we have at the time? We had some other guys that were pretty good.
Sanchez.
Yeah, we had Anibal Sanchez. Yeah.
And, yeah. I mean,
we got robbed from that perfect game, right? He was the one, right?
Oh, Galarraga.
No, Galarraga, yep. That's what it was. So he was a little bit later in that crew, but he came up after. We always had a good rotation of starting pitchers. But we had that dominant, those two guys. How do you not win a championship with those two guys?
They should.
I still, whatever. I'm just gonna go.
Yeah, that was on there that you just shake your head going, why the hell? What happened? It was, and again, we had no bullpen.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what it was. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It imploded every single time you got to it. It's like, just play the full game.
So over the weekend, Mickey hit a 600 double, so he joins Hank Aaron and Albert Pujols as the only players in MLB history to have 500 homers and 600 doubles.
It's impressive, no doubt about it. Super impressive career. Those milestones are cool, and I'm happy for him, and whoop-de-woo and all that. And I know his 3,000th got people out to the ballpark. But I don't know. Now what?
Yeah.
Just, can we move on now, and we'll get your Hall of Fame thing going here? No, I mean, at this point, I don't
We
even
got
know.
it next year still,
Yeah,
and then we'll be finally off the books there. But with it, but yeah, I mean, this is just one of those teams you just go, oh, God, what the hell?
Yeah, I don't know how anybody watches it, to be honest. To get through these games, it's pretty tough. I listen to it on the radio because it's there's something very nostalgic about listening to Tigers baseball on the radio. So I do, and that even becomes a chore at times in some of these games. So, but as crazy as that is, okay. I like to rant and kill things, and we killed the ESPN a little bit. Let's do it again, but let's do the NFL. Did you know they were mad at the Lions?
Yeah. For 2 years in a row because they raced up there with their pick.
Is that not the dumbest?
That is the stupidest. Why? Again, did you get mad at Pittsburgh when they raced up for David DeCastro a decade, or again, like 12 years ago when they raced up because we took Riley Reef?
We need to make this a TV show. They want to stretch this out. What this needs to be, dude. You are doing like 82 hours of programming for this effing draft. Right. Like, how long do we have to wait? What is the biggest gripe with fans watching the draft? What's the biggest gripe? Waiting between effing picks. The same thing. Even when you say the pick's in, it still takes you 20 minutes to come out.
Right.
It's like, oh, pick's in. Let's go to commercial. What? No.
Come on, let's get going. This game could do
This draft, it takes for effing ever.
Because they took, again, it was so obvious. Like, they took Walker. We're taking Hutchinson. But done.
I mean, what else?
And last year, Sewell's available. We're racing up there because we're not wasting that time. Here it is.
Yeah, I mean, the NFL can go F itself.
Yes.
You got other things to worry about. And you're going to be mad at the Lions over that stuff.
Right.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. It's just so goofy. I don't know. I just throwing out all the goofy one-hitters. So, I don't know. I'm so sore. My neck and back. And I got to work in the morning an hour and flipping half away.
Ugh.
It's like, what the heck? So, it's one of those. It's been one of those weeks. But I have been.
Milwaukee came back and beat Boston 110 to 107.
I have been taking advantage of my multi-screen features on my phone. So, or on my phone, on my TV. So, like, I'll watch. I'll get like a basketball game and a hockey game on at the same time, and then I'll just, whichever one's more compelling, I'll keep the audio on one. I'll move back and forth, and then I had like 2 wrestling shows and a UFC show on once. That was fun. That's like ADD. And then I just put 4 up just because I could once. I put 4 screens up just because I could. And I put 4 pay-per-views on all at the same time, just because. And I really could watch more because I could do that on multiple devices at the same time, and then you could just have sensory overload. But if there's ever a time to do it, now is the time. I know I talk about my favorite time of sport, but this is a pretty good one. I mean, when you've got these 2 playoffs going side by side, I think it's pretty good. Okay, so got a little wrestling here in the background, and it looks like he's setting up to play like some musical chairs, but I doubt that it'll be a song that anybody will like. There's 8 of them lined up like a casket. Stop it. It's acting stupid. And usually the guy who sets him up gets put through it. So I'm kind of curious what's going to happen. Oh, hurt his hand. Yep. That was, that's a shoot. He hard weighed his hand, it looked like. Nothing major, I don't think, but looked like he busted his hand open a little bit. And jumpy flippy stuff. And oof. That hurt. That flying clothesline. And I love how they can time that where homeboy can flip all the way over like that. He like spun him inside out. And then Jeff Hardy's a madman. Because the dude's like, whatever.
In his 50s?
Yeah, something like that. And he just jumps off at the tallest thing he can find every day. He's just like, whatever. And this is not going to work because his stairs are all bent up, so I don't know what he's trying to do here. Oh, okay, he's not going to do anything too crazy. He's got his brother down there. They got the Hardys back together doing indie shows and stuff, been touring around. I think they're going to be here soon, actually. With a different company, not this AEW, but they've been running the indies too. And he's got the fruit stripe sleeves. Look, they're like fruit stripes. Remember that gums, fruit stripes?
Yeah, where you put it in your mouth and instantly lost flavor.
Well, yes, it was like it was the most flavorful thing in the world for like
2 seconds.
Yeah, like 1.9 seconds.
Oh, look, we have a huge ladder.
We have a ladder because everybody needs a 20-foot ladder underneath there, underneath the ring. What the hell? Why do they store all this shit under the ring? What is all that stuff for?
Yeah.
I always laugh at that, especially like the death matches. They come out and it's like, you guys, like, really? You have to have boxes and boxes of light tubes underneath the ring. Who does that? They don't even use tables in the death matches. They use doors. It's like, yeah, just take doors and stack them up on a couple of chairs. Oh, the Canadian Destroyer, which used to be the coolest move ever, and now it's just so
lame.
Yeah, it's so mid, as the kids would say.
Mid.
Yes.
All the great moves we used to, like, I could do that move, and on there, like, what was it? The bulldog are on there.
Yeah.
Give him the headlock, and you just run and just put all your weight on the guy. Fucking surprised nobody. You can snap somebody's neck.
Oh yeah, if you don't let go at the right time, you're gonna mess somebody up. If you did it with the intent to actually hurt somebody, you'd fuck it. They wouldn't be flopping around nothing. What are you talking about? They'd be blowing through a tube to move the fucking chair. What are you talking about? They wouldn't be doing nothing. They'd be Christopher Reeves.
They'd be freaking Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, Stephen Hawking. Yeah, exactly. He's got they gotta wire a computer to his brain so he can talk.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It sounds like that robot voice. Damn, some laptop wired into his cerebral cortex or some nonsense. But yeah, speaking of which, I don't know how these guys do some of the stuff that they do and get up the next day. Guys are nuts. Same thing with these football players, man. It's a car wreck every time they do their thing. So, but anyway, we got some normalcy, guys. We're getting back to it. We'll be back on our regular rotation here, but we're getting close to the summertime. We take a little bit of a break, so we'll be making some announcements on that here shortly. And then, we'll try to swing in for the Midsummer Spectacular and all that stuff. But it is getting to the dog days of summer, and we'll probably ride these playoffs out and then right off into the year. We'll get you a finalization. We'll kind of set it up here soon. But just want you guys all be aware that we're getting to that point. And it's to that point for me today, Moose. I'm so sore.
Oh, that's understandable. Don't worry about it.
And,
I mean, it's been a rough week for you, for sure.
Yeah, a little bit of a car wreck and just sore. Life is a car wreck. It's like a metaphor for my whole life, that whole thing out there. But and the lady's gone, so we're totally helpless here. You know, it's just the boys and the animals, and you know, this place will probably be burnt to the ground before she gets back, and we'll all be starving and withered away to nothing. And yes, everything will be a ruin because we're completely incapable of taking care of ourselves. Not really, but kind of, sort of.
Remember, you can always get pizza.
Yes. Well, we did. Today was like a fend for yourself day. The kid's old enough to take care of it. I'll feed yourself, damn it. I did some stir fry the other day. We did some burgers. We'll do tacos. I'm doing easy stuff, man.
Okay.
And we're just rocking it out like that when it comes to dinners. And of course, he's in school and I'm at work, so we're packing lunches. We're doing the blue collar thing just like all of you guys. So I hope you guys get through your week. I hope it gets better each and every minute and each and every day as we inch closer to the weekend. We'll see y'all next week. We love y'all. Thanks for hanging.
Peace out, brothers.
Peace.
Yeah, I got back yesterday.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip hop and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.